Good afternoon, folks. As I promised on the last video, I was going to start making some pipe clamp hangers. I'm sorry. Well, I do have some pipe clamps as well, but make some hangers for my clamps and get them up off the table, off the floor, off the shelf, wherever they're laying everywhere, and you can't find any. So, I had seen a video a while back and I couldn't remember who it was, and last night I was eating supper and I happened to think about it, and it was Jonathan Katz Moses is his name on YouTube, and I had seen where he had made some just using some simple half-inch plywood and gluing them and stapling them together and putting a French cleat system up and hanging them on the wall. And I went ahead this morning and kind of cut out some pieces, and I'm going to have to do some of them a little bit smaller, but you basically cut out a little triangle and cut the ends off flat, and then sandwich a piece of 1 inch, which I got some pieces of scrap that's almost 1 inch I'm going to put in there, and glue these together, and you have this. Then your clamps will be able to just go up in here and hang like that, hanging on the wall. Or you can open them up and just let them hang there. And I'm also going to make up some smaller ones for my little small 6-inch clamps to fit in, because they're going to be a little bit tighter. Make some little blocks to go between them as well. So let me get to cutting some more of these out, and I can give you some dimensions off these things. What I've got laid out here, after I got them cut, this is like 9.5 this way, and then down is 10 inches. And cut 2 pieces out, and then the smaller one I did is only there's about 5.5 by 5 1/4. It's just something I came up with. But let me get over here to the bandsaw and get some of these cut out. I got a bunch of them marked out here on some scrap pieces of plywood, and I already got my little 3/4 inch pieces of wood cut out. And we'll get over here and cut these things out right fast, and then we'll get to gluing them, staple them up, and get our French cleat built for them. Okay, we got our pieces cut up. Now we're going to go ahead and glue the piece in between them and staple them up, and get that done. Then we'll work on the French cleat system. I've never done one of these before, so this is going to be a first for me. What I gather, what I've watched other makers on YouTube do, is you'll take and put your saw at a 45 and cut a 45 one way, for your piece that's going to be here, and then a 45 another way that's going on the wall, and that way they'll interlock together. So let's get this together and then we'll start on that. Got me some new little handy clamps at Harbor Freight over the weekend, and they're for small stuff like this, just little squeeze clamps. They're ratcheting clamps. Let me get a rag, wipe that off there before it runs everywhere. They are ratcheting clamps. They're made by Bremen. And they got like a pair of PVC cutters in there. Got a little quick release and got a little ratcheting gear in there. And as you tighten down, they hold on. And then you got a quick release on them. Real handy. There's one. Let that dry. And get these others nailed up. And we'll go from there. there's the 3 big ones, and we'll get a couple of little ones here done, and then we can start on our cleat system. Like I say, it'll be a first for me, so just kind of bear with me, hang in there. Let's see what we learn together. I really like these little clamps. Like I say, I bought them at Harbor Freight here the other day, and not very expensive at all. I think I paid like $3.80 a piece for them, something like that. Wasn't much at all. Really handy. I probably do overkill with the nails and screws. And take them out too. But I'm old school. My dad was the same way. Somebody told him he needed 4 nails in it. He'd put 8. Just the way he was. And I guess I learned from him. And he had a friend that he worked with years ago, and my dad was an auto mechanic. And he had a guy that he worked with when I was just real little that was a service manager at the dealership he worked at. And he was building a new house, and this was back in the early 70s. He said that guy would go home in the evenings, and the carpenters had left their nails and stuff out there. Well, he'd go out there and he'd add more nails to it. And it got so bad, he said that they started hiding their nails from him because he was using up all their nails. But he didn't think they put enough in it, so he was going back and nailing it more. Like some people say, folks saying bigger is better stuff. So I guess kind of way you find it with nails. Put more nails in it's better. I just know what I put these clamps up there. Could be some weight hanging off of them. I just want to make sure they hold. I know that glue will hold well too, but I just want to make sure. I don't want nothing falling. Alright, let's go to our next step. Okay, I got our couple of boards out here that we're going to make our French cleat with. I set the saw up, adjusted it at a 45-degree angle on the blade, and we're fixing to rip these 1-bys down here and see what happens. know if you hear it or not, that's that vacuum system I got hooked up to my table. As soon as that saw comes on, that vacuum comes on, it sucks that dust down to the bottom of the saw. So when I turn the saw off, the saw takes a few minutes to stop, but then that vacuum keeps running, keeps sucking that dust on down. Alright, I'm going to cut these off at 36 inches, and that's where I'm going to just start with for now. And later on, I can always grow bigger with them and add more. So I'm going to put them on this wall behind us here that's not got much on it. Cut this little knot off here so it'll get on this end. Alright, let me get these cut off and we'll start getting them ready to hang. Now, should hang this one with the mitered edge toward the wall. And these will be put on the back of the other. That way they lock in to there. It's just about like putting a piece of wood back together. I'll get some measurements up here on the wall and come back to you here in just a second. Okay, I got us a level line up here at 40 inches from this little shelf right here I got that I run my wood on for my miter saw. So I got a couple holes drilled to get started with, and we'll go ahead and get this one up, and then we'll come get some more in it as we go. Now, that should be able to lock into there. And as it pulls down, yeah, it's not going nowhere. Alright, let me we'll get these screwed to these pieces and then we'll hang them up there. Okay, get some of these screwed together here. I may not be doing this the proper way. It's how I want to do it. So it is what it is. I think I'll put those two small ones here. I'm going to get where I can put them right there. And give me a little room between them. The next one. Let's see what we got here. I may just take and I'm gonna do like 3 inches apart for these, I think. Give me enough clearance. And I'll probably cut these two off and do them in like in twos or something. I think that would work pretty good. Okay, I got to think about this, and I went ahead and just cut my board for these two. It's like 6 3/4, and then I lined the next 3 up on this one here, where they'll be on one, and then I'll have my leftover piece. I'll just lay up here on the wall. And then when I get ready to build me some more, I'll just take and build them to fit it, and as I need more, I'll just keep on going with it. All right, let's get these right here put together. One day I'll do a little tool review on my tools I have here. Where you can kind of see what I got. I got these little Bauer drills I bought from Harbor Freight. I used the yellow brand for years, and I mean, you pay a lot of money for them, and the batteries go out, and then by the time, the ones I had was the old type it plugged in, and the batteries are expensive on them, and I got tired of spending that kind of money for stuff, so I started, well, I'll just try the cheap stuff. I even bought one of the green ones one time, and it did the same thing. It just burnt plumb up on me. It was only about 4 or 5 years old, and a little small impact driver. I had used that thing for about 3 or 4 years, and all of a sudden one day it just quit out of the blue. I thought the battery went dead, and it wasn't doing nothing. So I went with I bought a Bauer one day over at Harbor Freight back in 2017, I think it was, and I used it. I think I only paid like $60 for $60 or $70 for the battery, the little impact charger, and a battery. And then of course I went back and bought another battery for I think $20. And I've used that thing up until this past summer, and it finally started getting where it would start smelling, and the bearings was going bad in the end. So I bought this one last July, and I bought the extended warranty to go with it in case something happened to it. And so far it's been good. The other one, I kept on using it around in the house for a little while, and it finally gave up the ghost here about a month ago. I was trying to put some stuff on the wall, and it just completely quit. So I said, well, it's time to throw it away. But let's get these other ones put together, and we'll hang these things up and try them out. Alright. Let me get you set up where we can see them hanging up here. Alright, here goes the little one. I think I'll put him on that side. Yeah, so you can slide these down through there. I think it's going to work great. Alright, time to put clamps up.